Hello, Coach. This is Guy Ford from the ECAC Sports Network. Joining us today, we have Coach Jerry Boyes from SUNY Buffalo State College. Coach, how you doing today?
Thank you. Very well, Guy. Thank you.
Coach, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions regarding your program and your season. What are your thoughts on the matchup versus Waynesburg?
Well, that's I guess remains to be seen. We have exchanged the last three games of the season with each other, and Waynesburg is a fine football team. I would categorize them as a team that certainly does not beat itself. They play very well. They're very sound, and they don't make mistakes. So a very, very good football team.
Right. Well, Coach, you're playing at Waynesburg. What do you anticipate to be the biggest challenge in the game?
Waynesburg, Guy, very simply. You know, in some ways, I'm not quite frankly delighted to be on the road, particularly right now. We weren't able to go outside and practice yesterday. I don't know if you know it, but parts of Buffalo have had 6 feet of snow.
Wow. And we have staff members and some football players that just simply can't get in. Right, wow.
And today our college is actually closed. And we're waiting to see if that really does mean we can't even practice.
Really?
So, yeah, we're handcuffed a little bit. Nothing you can do about it, so you can't worry about it. But
right.
That's our situation. We may end up hopefully getting a practice in tomorrow. But Mother Nature is something you can't control, so you can't worry about it. You just got to do the best you can with it.
Absolutely, absolutely,
but,
Coach.
In any type of a football game, it's whether you're on the road or at home, it's the challenge is the opponent. And sometimes yourself, too, because you do some things that beat yourself. So that's the biggest thing we've got to guard against.
Right. I understand. I was going to ask the question, will the players do anything specific to prepare for the game? Physically, if they can't do anything specific, then how are you going to prepare them mentally?
Yeah, that's a good question there, Guy. That, you do what you can.
Right.
Like yesterday, we had to come inside and just do walkthrough, so we spent a little bit more time with the team watching film, to kind of work on the mental part. And at this point in the season, you've seen just about every type of either formation or defense or
right.
kicking game that you're going to see. So shouldn't be a lot of surprises at this time of the season, anyways. But there's little nuances that everybody does do, and you've got to make sure you present them to the players. So at least there's you take out hopefully any element of surprise on a Saturday.
Right. Well, Coach, your team was ranked 12th in the nation, having forced 29 turnovers and 18 interceptions. That's no little feat. How do you turn teams over so well?
Well, that's first of all, I like to think it's a little bit of an emphasis on particularly our defensive staff. It's an emphasis that we have during the course of the week in practices. And it is a team thing, Guy. When someone gets an interception, the stat goes to that individual. But really, an interception or a fumble recovery are really team stats. They're defensive stats. So because why did that interception happen? Well, maybe it's because the quarterback was pressured and had to hurry the throw. So any of those things become, they go down as an individual stat, but we play them up as team stats because
right.
There's a reason why those things happened, and it was a number of reasons, and generally it's the reasons are other teammates that help cause that turnover.
Right. Well, Coach, you have a great team defensively, offensively. I just want to know, how can an ECAC Bowl victory help your program moving into the next year and into the future?
Well, Guy, we have a little bit of a history. When I first came to Buffalo State in the late 80s, we had great success in the decade of the 90s.
Right.
And we had 3 ECAC victories in a 10-year period. The other 7 years were NCAA playoff appearances. I stepped away from football for 8 years when I took over as the director of athletics, and unfortunately our program kind of went south, you might say.
Right.
So 5 years ago I was asked to come back out in the field, which I was delighted to do. So we've been in the process of getting our program back, you might say, Guy.
Right.
So to get this ECAC game is proof of growth. That Buffalo State football is working its way back. So that's why we're so excited about the ECAC. In some ways, I like these bowl championships. I'm going to say sometimes even more so than the NCAA. I don't want to get myself in trouble. But the one thing about these bowl games, there's 7 bowl games.
Right.
7 teams that are going to walk away feeling pretty darn good.
That's correct.
About themselves.
That's correct.
With the NCAAs, you have 1 team walk away feeling pretty good about themselves.
Right.
So, and it's the last game. Once you get in the NCAAs, you're very excited, and then you play and you lose, and it's like a sudden death.
You're right.
Well, here you're prepared for that a little bit. So I like these ECAC games, but the ultimate goal, of course, is to get in the NCAAs. But this is, proof positives of the hard work that our young men and our football staff has been doing over the last 4 years to get ourselves back into playing good football.
Well, Coach, to you and your team, much success. I want to thank you for joining us today, and we're wishing you the best of luck on Saturday. I think you guys will do very well, and we're looking forward to talking to you in the future. Okay, Coach?
Well, Guy, really appreciate the call and the interest you have in the game. I sincerely appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Coach.